Thank you for coming. It's a very auspicious day. Vrindavan Thakur says there are two auspicious, very auspicious days. One is called Purnima and Nityananda Prabhu. So I seek the blessings of all the devotees here so that I can say something. Many devotees here are much qualified than me, but for my own purification, I will speak a little bit about Lord Nityananda. So we'll just start with little prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu-padaya Krishna-prema Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vasatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Achanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaikapitaro Kamalaya-taksho Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugatharma-palo Vande Jagat-priyakaro Karunavataro Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudadaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamondo Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Ekachakra Jaya Gaur Who is Nityananda Prabhu? Everybody knows here, but some people do not know. So it is described, Rajendra Nandan Je Sachi Suto Hoilo Shai Balram Hoilo Nitai. In one of the songs, it is mentioned that just like Krishna, Rajendra Nandan has come as Sachi Suta. Similarly, Balram has come as Nityananda. One time Prabhupada was asked, who is stronger, Krishna or Balram? Prabhupada asked, who is stronger, Krishna or Balram? And devotees gave many answers. Then Prabhupada said, he referred to a Raman Reti temple where Krishna and Balarama are there standing. And he said, Balarama is actually putting his hand on the shoulder of Krishna. So Krishna is stronger. But of course, what is the difference between Krishna and Balarama? There is no difference. So what is the difference? There is no difference, except there is difference in color and the mood little bit. Big difference in the mood. Krishna is like a dark monsoon cloud. He is not exactly like a dark monsoon cloud, but we cannot describe Krishna's color. So it is mentioned that he resembles closely as the dark monsoon cloud. In Vedic, there are many, Prabhupada talked about many Nyayas. So one is Shaka Chandra Nyaya. Shaka Chandra Nyaya. We have Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. So one is Shaka Chandranyaya, means when the child wants to see the moon, the child is looking everywhere. So the mother will say, you can see the moon between these two branches, and that is how you can see. So sometimes analogies are given in our Vedic literature so that we can understand. But they are not always perfect. So Krishna's color is like a dark monsoon cloud, and Balaram is like a white spring cloud. So who is Balaram? Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. And Prabhupada talked about Sevak Bhagavan and Sevya Bhagavan. Both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. The difference is in the mood. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Balaram is the... So Krishna is the Sevya Bhagavan and Balaram is the Sevak Bhagavan. One who is immersed in serving the Supreme Lord. So he is the servitor Supreme Personality of Godhead. I don't know how it is. Okay. So Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu, they teach us by example how to serve Krishna. And we have talked about this before. There are 5 rasas in which Balaram serves Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu serves Lord Chaitanya. Shantaras, he expands all the paraphernalia of the Lord, his clothes, his flute, his bed, we have Balaram Mridanga, whatever we see, all the paraphernalia. So that is the Shantaras. Then Dasyaras, when Krishna and Balaram go out to play, then Krishna becomes tired and Balaram massages the feet of Krishna. Then Sakhya, they wrestle together, and Vatsalya, Krishna is Balaram is elder brother, so he has the Vatsalya bhav to Krishna. He is like caring for his younger brother. And in the Madhurya Ras, he expands as Ananga Manjari, the younger sister of Srimati Radharani, and in this way facilitates the pastimes of Radha Krishna. So Acharya is a representative of Balaram, because Acharya also means one who teaches by example how to serve Krishna. So we have Srila Prabhupada as the Acharya. And looking at his life, studying the Lilamrita, we can understand how he was engaged with, what determination he was engaged in serving Krishna. So why did a little bit background about why Nityananda Prabhu came as the elder brother. So when in Treta Yuga, the same Balaram came as Lakshman, as the younger brother of Lord Ram. Now as the younger brother, he had to do so many things which he did not sometimes he was not very comfortable with. Like, living Sita in the forest. What else can you think of? Fire, yeah. Yes. And Lakshman was not feeling very comfortable. So he said, next time I come, I will come as your elder brother. Of course, the mood of service is still there. But, so he came as Balaram and then he came as Nityananda Prabhu. So, as Balaram, he was very, very strict and, he was very, once he was playing dice, Rukmi invited him for a chess game. And, Kshatriyas, when they are invited for this match, they cannot refuse. So Balaramji was not good at chess, but he liked to be, he was very sportive. So Rukmi, and he had a friend who was the king of Kali-yuga, it is described. So he came and he said, Balaramji, let's have a dice match. So they put 100,000 gold coins. Balaramji lost. Then they put 1,000 gold coins. Balaramji lost. Then they put 10,000 gold coins. Balaramji lost. And they were all making fun of Balaram. Rukmini was making fun. See, you're a coward boy, you know how to graze cows, but you don't know how to, shoot arrows and all this. You're a coward boy. And they were like, because Rukmini was a little bit upset because, Krishna came and took away Rukmini. Rukmini is his own sister. So both of them were, and this king, he was showing his teeth. Every time he was like, Vivida Gorilla also was doing like that. So he was showing his teeth to Balaram and like that, and see, this is what. And so Balaramji then said, okay, let's play more. So then now they put 100,000 gold coins. And this time Balaram won. But Rukmi, he would not accept defeat. So he said, no, you cheated. No, he would not accept defeat. So then they put 1 million gold coins. And Balaramji again won. But Rukmi was not, he was saying, you have cheated me, this is not. And then a voice came from the sky that actually Balaram is the winner. And these people were not accepting, and they were like telling Balaram. Balaram became very angry. He took his mace and he hit Rukmi on the head. He was boiling and hit Rukmi on the head, and Rukmi was dead. That's finished. And this king who was there, he was showing his teeth. So he hit him on the jaw and broke all his teeth. And all the others who came, there was a bloody scene. And that was the day of marriage. Rukmi's grandson was going to get married to Aniruddha. I think, Aniruddha was going to get married. There was a marriage day that day. And Balaram, there was like a murder on the day of marriage. So Balaram, he doesn't, of course the marriage went on. Krishna book describes the marriage went on and everything happened. So Balaramji could not, if somebody was not behaving right, he would give it right there. He has a lot of bala. So one time, because he didn't want to participate in the battle of Kurukshetra, he went on a pilgrimage. And he came to this gathering at Naimisharanya. And there all the sages were sitting, and this son of Sutta Goswami, no, he was the father of Sutta Goswami, Romarshan Sutta, he was sitting on the Vyasa side. Romarshan Sutta. And he was sitting and he was giving a lecture, like how I am giving. And everybody was sitting and listening, and there, he was a disciple of Vyasadeva. When Balaramji came, he did not get up. He did not show any kind of respect, Balaramji. Balaramji could not tolerate it. So, just right, so what he did, he took a kusha grass and he touched to Romarshan Sutta. Romarshan Sutta died right on the spot. Just before the sages have given him blessings, may you live a long life, and may all good fortune be to you. And Balaramji came and he just touched and everything was finished. So, you can, why I am saying this, to contrast Balaram and Nityananda Prabhu, because they are the same personality, but how is Balaram and how is Nityananda Prabhu? So it is said, Nityananda Prabhu took that same kusha grass between his teeth, and he went door to door. And he would go door to door and he would beg people, please chant Hare Krishna. Please. And sometimes they would say, get out, Haridas Thakur and Nityananda, get out. And Nityananda Prabhu would beg, he would fall down at their feet and beg, please take to this chanting of the holy name. So the same Balaram, who could not tolerate any insult before, now is begging, is Nityananda, he is begging at the lotus feet, not the lotus feet, but at the feet of all the people, begging them to, the locust feet. Begging them to chant the holy name. Sometimes Prabhupada had one cartoon. The wife is telling the husband, chant, chant, chant. And the husband is saying, can't. So Lord Nityananda, he is very merciful. And even, I will not go into the story of Jagai and Madai. When Madai hit him with a wine, he was drinking wine in a clay pot, and he hit Nityananda Prabhu on the head and blood started coming out. And Lord Chaitanya came there and he invoked his Sudarshan Chakra. And he wanted to kill both Jagai and Madai. But Lord Nityananda is pleading, he's begging with Lord Chaitanya. He said, I don't feel any hurt actually. And you may see some blood is coming out, but I don't feel any hurt. And if I've done any service for you, Lord Chaitanya, please spare him. Don't kill him. He was begging Lord Chaitanya. So this is the mood of Lord Nityananda. So, Heno Nitai Bine Pai, Radha Krishna Pai Tenai. So without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we cannot approach Radha Krishna. And without mercy of Lord Nityananda, we cannot approach Lord Chaitanya. So how do we get the mercy of Lord Nityananda? That is we want to get mercy, but how do we get the mercy? So one way to look at this, the spiritual master, the Acharya, is the representative of Lord Balarama, Nityananda. So by service to the spiritual master, and service is of two types, Vapu and Mani. So by following the instructions of the great souls, the pure devotee, we can receive the mercy of Lord Nityananda. I was hearing a lecture, Prabhupada was saying, to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda wants to deliver all the fallen souls. And to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, we have to go out and approach all these people outside with Srila Prabhupada's books, with Harinam. That is how we get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So we have many events like that, Confest, which is very, it is like people are drinking and so many things. And it's a very nice opportunity to give them books of Prabhupada. Now they may not become devotees immediately, but the book has gone out and it will have some effect whenever the Lord desires. So one time I was reading a lecture on Dandavats by His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. So once in Bombay, an Indian gentleman approached Srila Prabhupada and appealed to him, Swamiji, only you can save me. Only you can deliver me. Please be merciful, please save me. And Srila Prabhupada replied, I cannot save you. You have to save yourself. But I can give you the process by which you can save yourself. Then another time in Bombay, a disciple said to Srila Prabhupada, please give me your mercy so that I can follow your instructions. And Prabhupada replied, my mercy is that I have given you my instructions. That is my mercy. Now you have to follow them. And he gave the example that if someone has fallen in a well and is crying for help, and somebody has lowered a rope, and he is praying, please let my fingers curl around this rope so I can hold the rope. So he's saying, please make my fingers curl around the rope. The benefactor has sent down the rope and he's prepared to pull you out, but you have to hold on to it. So Prabhupada said, my mercy is that I have given you my instructions. Now you have to follow them. So that is how mercy descends. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, E niche aushadhi maya nashi puro lagi. Hari naam maha mantra lao tumanga. I brought the medicine. This is the medicine. Hare Krishna maha mantra. So one time somebody was asking Prabhupada, how we can repay our debt to you? Prabhupada wrote a letter. He said, you can repay your debt to me if you should preach vigorously like me. Then you can repay you. So of course, we can do our bit, whatever we can do to preach. So I'd like to read one purport from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says, preaching is the best service to the Lord. The Lord will immediately be extremely satisfied with one who engages in the service of preaching Krishna consciousness. This is confirmed by Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Nachatasman manusheshu kashin me priya kritama. There is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor there will be ever one more dear. If one sincerely tries his best to spread Krishna consciousness by preaching the glories of the Lord and his supremacy, even if he is imperfectly educated, he becomes the dearmost servant of the Supreme Personality of God. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when will my compassion for all fallen souls manifest? and forgetting my own pleasures with a lowly heart. By the method of humble persuasion, this Bhakti Vinod will set out to preach the divine command. So let's talk about now Lord Nityananda's birth, appearance. So Lord Nityananda appeared 12 years before Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya appeared in 1486. And Lord Nityananda appeared 12 years before, about 1473 or 1474. And he appeared in a village called Ekachakra. So I have not been fortunate to go there. But there is a little bit history about Ekachakra also. Ekachakra. Chakra is this wheel in Eka. When Krishna was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and Bhishma had taken a vow, because Duryodhana one day came to Bhishma and said, "You are not fighting properly." Why? Because you have affection for the Pandavas and this war is unnecessarily being stretched. You can kill all the Pandavas. Bhishma said, "Okay, tomorrow I will kill all the 5 Pandavas. I have these 5 arrows. And these 5 arrows will take the life of all the 5 Pandavas." So Duryodhana, he said, "Let me keep the 5 arrows." Because he was thinking Bhishma might change his mind. Let me keep the 5 arrows. And Arjuna is there, and Krishna told him, "You remember one time Duryodhana asked you that you can ask him anything? You go now and ask for those 5 arrows." How did Krishna know that he had the 5 arrows? Because Krishna is the Paramatma in the heart. And so after the battle was over, in the daytime they would be thirsting for blood, They would be fighting so vigorously. But at night, it is incredible that they would visit each other's camp and they would be received very nicely. And so Arjuna went to Duryodhana's place and Duryodhana received him and he said, "So what can I do for you? You want the kingdom? I can give the kingdom to you. But Kshatriyas don't take anything that is given like, they want to fight for it." So he said, "No, I don't want the kingdom, but you gave me a promise. Give me those 5 arrows." So the 5 arrows were gone. So now Duryodhana went next day and told Bhishma that, these 5 arrows has been taken by Arjuna. I don't know how he came to know about it. And then Bhishma said, "Now today Arjuna will die, or Krishna will have to break his promise. He has to protect him." So that day the battle was going on and Bhishma was very ferociously fighting. And Arjuna's whole chariot and everything was in disarray. And Krishna also, some arrows also struck Krishna. And Krishna knew now that Arjuna's life is in danger. So he took the wheel of a chariot and he went to Bhishma, charging at Bhishma. There's a beautiful picture to meditate on this, how. And Bhishma is saying, "I'm surrendered to you." Because Bhishma is actually a devotee. He's saying, "I'm surrendered to you. You can do whatever." And then I think the battle ended and Arjuna is saying, No, you cannot use this weapon. You told at the beginning of the war that you cannot take a weapon. Why are you, So he was holding Krishna's feet and not letting him go forward. Then Krishna threw the wheel and it went and landed in Ekachakra. That is why this place got the name Ekachakra. And before Pandavas came into the battle, they were living in exile. And that time also the Pandavas visited this place, Ekachakra. And there used to live a demon, Bakasura. So every day he would come and eat somebody. So they made a pact with Bakasura that we will supply you 1 man every day. So where Pandavas were living in exile at that place, in that village, in a family's home, it was their turn to send somebody. So Kunti said, "Let Bhim go." Bhim can take care of the situation. So Bhim went and, with all the food, not only just himself, but all the other food that this demon was going to eat. And Bhim killed him. But Arjuna was a little worried you know, why, what if Bhim, something happens? So he shot an arrow. And this was the serpentine arrow that he shot. But by the time the arrow came, Bakasura was already killed. So the arrow, then it just became a snake and it was living there. So many years passed and the snake was there, this arrow from Arjuna. So when Nityananda Prabhu made his appearance, the snake was, everybody was afraid of the snake, which was there from Pandava's time. So Nityananda Prabhu, what he did, he put the snake in a hole and covered it with his earring. So that the snake, and the earring expanded and covered the hole. That's why Nityananda Prabhu only wears one earring. It is said like. So that earring covered the snake, and the snake said, how will I get my maintenance if you are in block? They said, there will be a temple that will be built, and I forget the name of the temple. There is a, if you go to Ekachakra, there is a temple over there, wherever the snake was. So Nityananda Prabhu, when he appeared in Ekachakra, before that, there were the conditions were not very good. And there was a famine, drought, no. As soon as Lord Nityananda made his appearance, then the situation became very, very nice and very wonderful, and it started raining. And Lord Nityananda, you know, he was like a golden, you know, very soft, his limbs were very soft, and everybody was enchanted by Lord Nityananda's beauty. He was called Nitai. So everybody would take him on their lap, and as soon as Nitai would come on their lap, all their problems and all their worries would be finished. Because he was the source of so much bliss, they would forget all their problems. Right? If you have some bliss coming your way, Nityananda means one who is always in bliss. Nitya Ananda. So we are all looking for happiness in this material world. We are all looking for happiness. But the real happiness, there is no happiness in the material world. Of course, it is not so easy to come to this conclusion that there is no happiness in this material world. After many, many births, we slowly realize, oh yeah, it's really troublesome. Then, where will we get our happiness? At the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. NITAI-PADA-KAMALA Koti Chandra Shushitala. So, the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are described as soothing like the millions of moons, and we are being scorched in this material existence by all the different kinds of miseries. If it is not miserable now, wait for a few years, it will become miserable. Because we'll all become old, and ask any old person, it is not very pleasant. So Prabhupada in his purports many times he says, this human form of life, the only business we have in this human form of life is nothing but to awaken our Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. There is no other business we have really in this. Then how will I be maintained? Krishna says, don't worry. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paripasate Tesham Nitya Yuktanam Yogakshemam Vahami. Krishna will maintain. That is one symptom of surrender. Of course, this is the pure devotee's consciousness. One symptom of surrender is Krishna will surely maintain. Dakshish Yatiti Vishwashu. Like there are 6 symptoms of surrender. Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, Rakshashi Yatiti Vishwashu, Goptritve Varram Tatha, Atma Karpanya Nikshepa, Sadvitti Sharnagati. So how do we get shelter of Lord Nityananda? By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So of all the regulative principles, Prabhupada, who is the representative of Lord Nityananda, he says, of all the regulative principles, the spiritual master's order to chant 16 rounds is the most essential. If you want to remember Krishna and never forget him, one must chant 16 rounds at least. He writes in one purport. in the Chaitanya Chitra. So if you are not chanting, then we should begin chanting. This is a good day. One of our devotees is going to take some commitment after this to chant. So the real pleasure in life will come from surrendering to the lotus feet of Nityananda. When Prahlad Maharaj was talking to his father, Hiranyakashipu, he said, you cannot become Krishna conscious. You cannot become Krishna conscious. Why? Because your senses are uncontrolled. And you have desire to enjoy this material world. Krishna also says, Bhogeshwarya prasakta nam taya prita chetasam. When our mind is attracted by enjoyment and opulence in this material world, then we cannot become fixed on the path of Krishna consciousness. So then he said one verse, but if you want to become Krishna conscious, there is one way you can become. Neisham matis tava durukramangri sprishyatya anarthapavamo yat arthaha mariyasham padarajo abhishekam nishkinchananam navrinitayavat. Said if you want to become Krishna conscious, there is one way. You have to take the dust from a devotee who has no other desire, who is a pure devotee, who has no other desire than to serve Krishna. Anya bilashita shunyam, who is done nishkinchanana. And you have to take the dust and do an abhishek of that dust. Then you can become Krishna conscious. He told his father. So I asked one time Srila Prabhu, what does it mean? You know, does it mean if I take dust and I put it on my head, I will become Krishna? No, he said, taking dust means following the instructions. So if you follow the instructions, Prabhupada was asked, what is the goal of life? He said, goal of life is to enjoy. So, he's talking about enjoyment, but what is the real enjoyment? Real enjoyment is on the spiritual platform. Because this, if you try to enjoy your senses, what happens? You get misery also with it. It's a package deal, right? They say it's a package deal. You try to enjoy senses and you get misery also. It is part of the package. So it is all adulterated. All this enjoyment in this, and it doesn't last. Any material enjoyment you take, right? When you were married, they probably were very excited. But does that enjoyment go on like that forever? It doesn't last. After 10 years, 12 years, you realize that it's not this. Huh? I'm making a general. So it is everything is like that. You eat one gulab jamun, you take one, then after you take another one, 3, then 4, then you said, I just don't want to see this, you know. Like somebody was saying, first they say, I can't live without you, then I can't live with you. So, anyhow. So, Nitai, as a young boy, he was playing many games. Not like all these video games that children play. There was no video games then. But he was playing games, he was enacting pastimes of the Lord. You know, like Vamanadev and all the different incarnations of the Lord. So one day, and all the people were thinking, how this Nitai knows all the pastimes of the Lord. Nobody has taught him. And he spoke also exact words from the scripture, the lines. And Nitai said, he smiled and he said, oh, these are my pastimes. And everybody didn't understand what is he saying, because they were all covered by Yoga Maya. They didn't understand that Nitai is the Supreme Lord. And Nitai was saying the truth. These are all my pastimes. So one time he was playing as Lakshman in the Ramayana. Lakshman was hit by this arrow or the weapon of Indrajit, and he fell unconscious. And nobody could revive him. Then finally Hanuman brought that Sanjeevani and Lakshman. So he was playing as Lakshman, and he was he was telling everybody this is how you should do. He was the producer, he was the director, all of this, everything in one. So he told that when I fall unconscious, a boy was supposed to throw a flower at Nitai, and he was going to go unconscious. And he said, when I become unconscious, then tell that other boy to bring, who is acting as Hanuman, to bring that Sanjeevani and apply it to my nose or like that. Then I will come back to consciousness. So the boys, they were young boys. Nityananda, Nitai, he became unconscious. And they forgot. And he was completely alive, like there was no signs of life. The boys forgot and everybody came, what is happening? Nitai, how did he become unconscious? Hit by a flower? How is that? And he's not coming back to consciousness? Then one boy said, oh, actually we didn't do the other part of the play. I know what is to be done. And they brought this Sanjeevani and Nitai came back to consciousness. So Nimai, when he was 12 years old, the Lord Chaitanya appeared in Navadvip. And he roared very loudly in ecstasy because his beloved Lord had come. So he was thinking, everybody loves me so much. How am I ever going to leave Ekachakra and go with my Lord to propagate this Sankirtan movement? So by the transcendental arrangement of Nitai, what happened? Out of nowhere one day a beautiful sannyasi came to Hadai Pandit and Padmavati's house. His father's name was Hadai Pandit and mother's name. Now Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, they were completely in love with this Nitai. Because he was the Supreme Lord and everybody in the village also loved him. So this sannyasi came and he told Hadai Pandit and Padmavati received them very nicely. And he said, while going he said, I have one request. He said, whatever, you're a sannyasi, we can give you anything, whatever is in my capacity. He said, I'm traveling alone, I don't have a companion. Can you give me your son? He can travel with me as a companion. Because I go to so many places. Hadai Pandit, supposing somebody comes and tells you, can you give me your son? How will you feel? So Hadai Pandit, it was like an arrow pierced his heart. It was like a thunderbolt for a shock. He consulted his wife, what to do? Wife said, whatever you wish. She was also not. Then Hadai Pandit remembered something from the scriptures. Oh, one time Vishwamitra came to Ram and he took, Vishwamitra came to Dashrath and he took Ram. So with a very, very heavy heart, gave his son. And this sannyasi, he took the son away. And he was seeing his son go. And in those times there was no communication. There was no text or cell phone or email. Once they're gone, they're gone. They're not going to see them again. So the son and the sannyasi walked. And Hadai Pandit, and they were in so much separation. Before going, the sannyasi gave a deity of Murlidhar. And he said, if you feel separation from Nitai, you can see Nitai. You will be able to see Nitai in this deity. So Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, they were like worshipping the deity, but they were feeling so much separation and they were not eating anything, and in 3 months they passed away from this world. So the sannyasi took Nitai everywhere. To Rishikesh, Kashi, Kanyakumari, all the holy places. He traveled everywhere he went. For 20 years, Nitai traveled with this kind. So, how much time do we have?
About 20 years.
So I wanted to tell one pastime. So maybe we'll. So like that he travelled, he met Madhavendra Puri. Lord Nityananda met Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri, they embraced each other and they were feeling such ecstatic love. Then finally, fast forwarding because lack of time, Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas at 24 years of age. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he was completely in trance and he wanted to go to Vrindavan. So for 3 days he was traveling and he didn't know where he was. But he wanted to go to Vrindavan. So Nityananda Prabhu was thinking, first of all the devotees didn't like that Lord Chaitanya took sannyas in Bengal. And now he's going to go to Vrindavan. This is very heartbreaking for all the devotees. So when Lord Chaitanya was going towards Vrindavan, Lord Nityananda was going. So yeah, Lord Chaitanya asked, where are you going? Nityananda Prabhu said, I'm going to Vrindavan. Then as Lord Chaitanya was going along the way, he met some cowherd boys. And he asked them, who were previously informed by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, that if Lord Chaitanya asks you which is the way to Vrindavan, show him the other way to Ganges, to Ganges. So Lord Chaitanya, he asked, it was all transcendental plan. He asked, and he said, oh, it is that way. So Lord Chaitanya started coming towards the Ganges, towards Shantipur. And then he's seeing the Ganga, and he's thinking, he's telling Nityananda Prabhu, this is the Yamuna, I have come to the Yamuna. And Nityananda Prabhu said, he started offering a prayer to Yamuna. And he started taking his bath in the Yamuna and everywhere. Meanwhile, what happened? Advaita Acharya came on the boat from Shantipur. And Lord Chaitanya was a little bit perplexed. Because Nityananda Prabhu had sent Chandrasekhar Acharya to go and inform Advaita Acharya that you come with your boat and we will take Lord Chaitanya to your house. So Lord Nityananda, the Advaita Acharya came, he said, how did you come to Vrindavan? And how did you know I was in Vrindavan? And then Advaita Acharya said, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. And actually you have come to the bank of the Ganges. Then Lord Chaitanya said, oh, Nityananda Prabhu tricked me. But he said, well, this is also the Yamuna, because at Prayag, Ganga and Yamuna meet. And on the western side, you took bath on the western side, and this is the Yamuna water. So it is also Yamuna. And he said, I have some prasad at my house, please come. So Lord Chaitanya was thinking, I am a sannyasi and he is going to feed me too much. So Advaita Acharya said, no, I have just cooked a simple rice and little liquid vegetable sabji. So please come. So they went by the Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya went to Advaita Acharya's house. This is described in Chaitanya Charitra, Madhya Leela. So they both went, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda went to the house of Advaita Acharya. And there they saw that there was like pots and pots of prasadam. Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Thakurani, had cooked so much. So Lord Chaitanya was very pleased. Not because he was going to eat so much prasad, but because he was saying, oh, such a nice offering you have made to Krishna. This is very wonderful. I will take the dust of that person on my head. I will put his feet on my head. One who cooks such nice things and offers to Krishna. I will take the dust of his feet on my head. Then Advaita Acharya revealed his plan. He had 2 banana leaf, big plates, and he had lots of pots. And he said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, you two sit down and eat this prasadam. And there was heaps of rice and shukto and cakes and everything. And Lord Chaitanya said, I cannot eat all this. I am a sannyasi. To Raghunath Das Goswami he said, Bhalona khaibe, bhalona poribe. Gramya kathana kohi, gramya kathana shunibe. Don't hear gramya katha gossip. Don't wear nice clothes. Raghunath Das Goswami is in the renounced order of life. It is not for Grihastha, so. And don't eat nicely. Don't eat nicely, don't wear nice clothes. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was following that principle. And Advaita Acharya said, don't pretend, Lord Chaitanya. I know, you are Jagannath. And as Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, you eat so much. So don't pretend. Of course, he was joking with Lord Chaitanya. And he said, 54 times offering is made to Jagannath, and this is nothing for you. So somehow, Lord Chaitanya, he convinced. And Lord Nityananda was in a different mood. He said, I have been fasting for 3 days. And what you are offering me, this will not even fill half of my belly. Advaita Acharya said, I am a Brahmana. How do you expect me to supply so much rice that I can feed you? So like that, the conversation was going on and they were joking with each other. Then Nityananda Prabhu took the rice and he threw it on the ground. He says, this is not, I'm your guest and you are supposed to feed me. How can you give all these lame excuses? So like that, the conversation was going on. We cannot go into the whole conversation. We'll fast forward. So after that, they both had a nice meal and they went. And now Advaita Acharya wanted to massage their feet and they offered chandan. And Lord Chaitanya was saying, I am a sannyasi, I am not supposed to be sleeping on a luxurious bed and like this, and you are offering me all these nice things. So Lord Chaitanya is, he's teaching by his own example. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. So then Mother Sachi came. And seeing his mother, Lord Chaitanya offered full dandavat pranams to his mother. And he said, I am your property. You can tell me whatever you want me to do, I will do. So there was kirtan every day going on in the night and everything. And Sachi Mata said to Lord Chaitanya, please don't go to Vrindavan. Because, she is Yashoda, incarnation of Yashoda. She is saying, please don't go to Vrindavan. Instead, go to Jagannath Puri, because there are many devotees going from Bengal, between Bengal and Jagannath Puri, and I will get news about you. So please go to Jagannath Puri. So Lord Chaitanya started on his way to Jagannath Puri. On the way, Lord Chaitanya was carrying his danda, and he came to this temple of Koteshwar Mahadev. So he went to offer respects to Lord Shiva. When he came out, Lord Nityananda had broken his danda into 3 parts and thrown it into the river. So everyone was wondering, why did Lord Chaitanya was in trance, so he didn't know exactly what was happening. But there is a very nice description given why Lord Nityananda broke the sannyas staff of Lord Chaitanya. So one reason that is given, this is called Danda Bhanga. The place is still there, you can go there, and there is a temple of Gopinath also, and this Nadi where this pastime happened. So while the Lord Nityananda broke the danda of Lord Nityananda, because first of all, Lord Chaitanya took his sannyas in a Mayavad Sampradaya. Because at that time, Mayavad Sampradaya was, popular. And they take Ekadanda sannyas. One devotee was telling that in Vrindavan, he saw some sannyasis coming to the Krishna Balarama Mandir. And they had one danda. And they would offer this danda like that to Krishna, and then they would put like this. They would offer it like that. This devotee was wondering, what is the meaning of this? They are showing the danda to Krishna Balarama, and then they are putting the danda on that. So he told another devotee, go and ask, what is the meaning of this? So they said, you are Krishna Balarama, but I am also Krishna Balarama. You and me are one. So Lord Nityananda, this is Ekadanda sannyas. They say, Tattvamasi, I am that absolute. So, Lord Nityananda didn't like this, because in Vaishnava we take the Tridanda sannyas. Tridanda means, and there is a little bit also, a little fourth little rod in the top, a little hook, which means with my body, mind, words, I am engaged in the service. I am dedicated to the service of the Supreme Lord. And that fourth one represents the soul. It's everything, soul, body, mind and words in the service of the Lord. So Lord Nityananda took the danda and broke it into 3 pieces to signify 3 pieces, body, mind and words. And then Lord Chaitanya also started speaking to danda. He said, why does the Lord have to carry you? We are carrying the Lord in the heart and the Lord has to carry you. This is not good. We broke the danda. So like that, there are many reasons. Prabhupada gives in his purport also that Lord doesn't belong to any varna or ashram. Lord Chaitanya said, Naham vipro na cha narapatir, napi vaishyo na shudro, Naham varni na cha griyapatir, no vanasto yatirva, kintu prodyan, nikhila parmananda punavritapir, gopi bhartu pada-kamalayor, dasa dasa das. He said, I am not a brahmachari, I am not a grihastha, I am not a vanaprastha, sannyasi, I am not a brahmana. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the... So Lord Chaitanya, so he said, why does he have to carry this danda? So he broke the danda. Now Lord Chaitanya, when he came out, he did not see his danda. But they went towards Jagannath Puri. They went a certain distance, and then Lord Chaitanya realized his danda is not there, because he was in trance. So he asked Lord Nityananda, where is my danda? I gave it to you. And Lord Nityananda made up a story. He said, you were dancing in ecstasy and you fell on me and I fell on the danda. And the danda broke and I don't know where the pieces are. So Lord Chaitanya became very upset with Nityananda Prabhu. Of course, internally he was very happy. But this is how the Leela is going on. Like Lord Chaitanya would sometimes say, I don't want to see Maharaj Prataparudra, because he is a king and I am a sannyasi, I don't want to see him. But internally, he knew that he was a great devotee. And then ultimately, through Lord Nityananda, mercy was given to Maharaj Prataparudra. First some cloth was given, like that. So Lord Chaitanya became very upset externally. He said, I don't want to go with you to Jagannath Puri. You go ahead and I will come behind, or I will go ahead and you come behind. But I will not go with you. So like that, there are so many leelas, so I will maybe stop here. There is one more I wanted to talk about, is how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami got the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and he wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But I think we are stop here, and maybe we can hear from others. Prema Prabhu, you would like to say something? I can tell. So, one time, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in his residence, they used to have big kirtans. Lord Nityananda has had many associates. One was Abhiram Thakur, one was Gadadhar Das, one was Minaketan Ram Das. You know, Abhiram Thakur had a special personality. He had a whip, Jai Mangal whip. He would beat you with the whip and you would become Krishna conscious. Like to be beaten by the whip? But there was another thing also, Abhiram Thakur. If you would offer obeisances to anybody and that person had material desires, finished, he would die. You want Abhiram Thakur to offer obeisances to you? So, and Abhiram Thakur, if he would, bow down to any... So Abhiram Thakur and this Minaketan Ramdas. So one time he came, I'll be very fast. So Minaketan Ramdas, who was a devotee of Lord Nityananda, he came to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's home. He was invited for a very nice kirtan. There was a deity of Krishna, and it was worshipped by Gunarnava Mishra, who was the priest. And as he was worshipping the deity, he did not pay any attention to this exalted devotee, Ninaketan Ramdas, who had come, who was a devotee of Lord Nityananda, because he did not have faith in Lord Nityananda. He had faith in Lord Chaitanya, but he did not have faith in Lord Nityananda. Actually, we are supposed to stop the deity worship. If there is an exalted devotee coming, we can even stop the deity worship to receive the pure devotee. In the Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto. So stop. Maybe 5 minutes.
So there's a play, they're all waiting for the
Okay.
kids. That's what the schedule is done.
Okay, so maybe another time. Wait. Sunday. Thank you. Hare Krishna.